Why can't Nathaniel of IUIC be honest? I mean, realistically, I would be right to just say Nathaniel's a liar. And it's not just in the words he says, it's in his abuse of quotations. He quotes sources, does not give the context of the quote, because when he gives the context, if he were to, it would completely undermine the point he's trying to make. Let's watch this, and you're going to see what I'm talking about.
Smith's Dictionary of the Bible.
So I'm going to start off and discuss the Edomites, and then I'm going to go to the Israelites. I'm going to start off with Esau first. When was this published?
1890.
So this dictionary was published in 1890. If y'all can get a copy, get it. Next page. Now when you look up Obadiah, there's a whole big thing on the book of Obadiah. Move over to the next highlighted section right there in that same page. Right there, read that.
The Idumeans might, he argues, have joined the enemies of Judah on any of these occasions, as their intimate hostility from an early date is proved by several passages of Scripture.
Now jump down to the next highlighted section, read that.
The book of Obadiah is a sustained denunciation of the Edomites.
Right, so the scholars know Obadiah condemns the Edomites. That's what the whole book's about. Read.
Melting as is the wont of the Hebrew prophets.
Which ones?
Joel and
Amos.
Into a vision of the future glories of Zion, when the arm of the Lord should have wrought her deliverance and have repaid double upon her enemies.
All right, just go down. Lower. Yep.
The book of Obadiah is a favorite study of the modern Jews.
So the modern Jews are these Edomites that call themselves Jews, right?
It is here especially that they read the future fate of their own nation and of the Christians.
So that they know that they're the Edomites. Go ahead.
Those unversed in their literature may wonder where the Christians are found in the book of Obadiah. But it is a fixed principle of rabbinical interpretation that by Edomites is prophetically meant Christians, and that by Edom is meant Rome. Thus, Kimchi on Obadiah lays it down that all that the prophets have said about the destruction of Edom in the last times has reference to Rome.
Next page. Read that.
Joel, the 3rd chapter, verse 10, says that Julius Caesar...
No, you got to read what says Kimchi.
Yes, sir. Kimchi
on Joel,
the 3rd chapter, 10th verse.
So Kimchi was a scholar. Go ahead.
Says that Julius Caesar was an Idumean.
So the scholars know that Julius Caesar was an Idumean. Idumean are Edomites. Go ahead.
Sindler reports the Jews, both those who are comparatively ancient.
Those comparatively ancient, that's meaning the black ones. Go ahead.
And those who are modern believe that Titus was an Edomite.
So Titus Caesar was an Edomite. Go ahead.
And when the prophets denounce Edom, they frequently refer it to Titus.
Right. Now, go to the next one. So Julius Caesar was an Edomite. Titus Caesar was an Edomite. Where's the next one? Was that it? All right, read that.
I have several times shown that from Edom proceeded the kings who reigned in Italy.
So they know the kings of Edom reigned in Italy. Go ahead.
And who built up Rome.
Who built up Rome.
To be great among the nations and chief among the provinces.
Watch this.
And in this way, Italy and Greece and all the western provinces.
The western provinces is Germany, France, all them areas over there. Go ahead.
Became
England. Go ahead.
Became filled with Idumeans.
So you mean to tell me the scholars don't know who the Edomites are? Go ahead.
Thus, it is that the prophets called the whole of that nation by the name of Edom.
So you mean to tell me that the scholars who put this together don't know who the Edomites are? And you get Christians that go, oh, the Edomites were done away with. Nobody. Oh, no, that's not what your scholars said. Your scholars know that.
Now let's dig into Smith's Bible Dictionary and see if it is really affirming that Edomites are actually Romans, because it doesn't. So one, we're going to find that in the ultimate fulfillment understood by Smith, it says the Edomites are the types of those who ought to be friends and are not. In other words, a lot of the interpretation involves typology. Note that it says, but it is a fixed principle of rabbinical interpretation that by Edomites is prophetically meant Christians, and that by Edom is meant Rome. Now, Nathaniel does refer to this. However, I want you to really contemplate it. Christians, that is a religious identity, is identified as Edomites. Your religious identity has nothing to do with your ethnicity. Now, it goes on then and gives the quotation of Kimchi, where it says that all of the prophets has said about the destruction of Edom in the last time has reference to Rome. Smith does not affirm in any way that this is a historical view of Edom. Notice he goes on to say in the second highlighted area, the reason of this rabbinical dictum are as various and as ridiculous as might be imagined. So notice that he suggests that the reasoning of the rabbis is ridiculous. And then at the bottom highlighted section, notice again, Ibn Ezra says that there were no Christians except such as were Idumeans until the time of Constantine. And that Constantine, having embraced their religion, the whole Roman Empire became entitled Idumean. So here, they all become Idumean because the emperor embraces Christianity. You see the problem? It's not about ethnicity. And then notice the quote here from Abarbanel. It says, the Idumeans, by which, as I have shown, all the Christians are to be understood, for they took their origin from Rome, will go up to lay waste Jerusalem, which is the seat of holiness, and where the tomb of their God Jesus is, as indeed they have several times gone up already. So here again, Christians, a religious group, not an ethnicity, have taken their origin from Rome, being viewed as the center of Christianity, and as such, they are all identified as Idumeans. This is not a genetic thing, a lineage thing, an ethnicity thing at all. This is a typology that is being applied, as Smith talks about there being a typology involved earlier on, and these rabbinical writers are including that in their own understanding of the text. So Smith certainly does not endorse the view of Christians or Rome in any way literally being Edom. In fact, the rabbis that are being cited don't make this literal identification. It is a typological one. And it is a wrong one at that, of course, because Christians, being a religion, can't be a nation in a literal sense. They're not all Idumeans. That would make no sense. There are Christians of all ethnic backgrounds. So the argument that Nathaniel makes just falls apart. He's being deceptive. He's being dishonest. He probably knows it because hopefully he read the whole thing that he cited. And if he does, it just shows he just doesn't care if he's lying to you. Go look up Smith's Bible Dictionary, read it yourself, and ask yourself, was he really being truthful in how he cited it, or was he trying to mislead people and give the narrative that he needs in order to keep his religion going?